Yes. I wouldn't say it's a perfect way to develop stuff, but it's a great way to at least test out the initial idea.
This is how I vibe design.
Alexandra is a senior product designer in the banking space. By day, she works on complex financial systems. But outside of work, she experiments with AI tools in different ways, treating them as a creative sidekick. In this episode, she shows how she vibe coded her way into solving a problem that she was facing.
So I was actively looking for problems in my own life. And one of them was cycle tracking, but specifically for my workouts. So what usually happens is I go to the gym and I also do pole dance. And some months I even managed to do 100 pull kilo hip thrust. And then another part of the month, I cannot lift even 50. I feel dead. I feel drained. And then it makes me super demotivated. It makes me feel like maybe I'm failing. I cannot do this anymore. Um, I don't want to be this demotivated. And then I know it's just because of my period, my menstrual cycle. So the idea is to help women move in sync with their cycle, me personally, because I'm making this for myself. So we want to work with our body's natural rhythm rather than against it. So once a month, I felt like I was going to give up. Like there's something wrong. Why can't I lift so many weights? I would leave the gym mid workout because I just felt like it's better to just go home. And I thought, okay, I want to make choices that would align with my natural energy levels instead of fighting against my own body. Now we can go into the actual tools. I used Lovable because ChatGPT told me that Lovable is the best if you actually want to have it on the phone and have it as a real app. I used ChatGPT because I already had a premium and just made sense because I already used ChatGPT before. I used it to help me frame the vision of the app. I used it to help me define jobs to be done, to help me write user stories, like what are all the functionalities of this app. I used it also to help me catch edge cases or actually limit stuff for the MVP. I'll show you later as well, like how I wrote it all down. I heard Claude was very good at text writing, like for content. And I wanted to use it for writing these messages inside the app and push notifications. And it turned out that it's really good. And Supabase is a website that is like a database. I don't know much about this, but it integrates very well with Lovable. And then your app needs some sort of a database, and then they just work like magic. So I collected a lot of nice benchmarks for how I wanted to design my own thing, but I couldn't find what I wanted. And then I went into Figma, and after hours of just designing, and this is very unusual for me because I work now in a very big company where we have a design system and we don't get to design from scratch things that much. So here's what I've done basically. I have a GPT and I have premium. And because of that, you have a little project and then you give it instructions for the app. So you give ChatGPT instructions for all the conversations that you're going to have about
Yes.
the project, about the code or vision or jobs to be done or anything. I gave it an instruction that, for example, we're going to use Lovable. Tailwind is the language that it uses, just so it has a context immediately. What is the app definition? This app is for people who like to work out and they're affected by their period cycle. This is the interactions that can happen inside of the app, the main stories. And this is very high level definitions. And then I gave it a file. This is my initial designs, just so it has it as well. And then I would go into it and chat with it about phase names, app development plan. Here. So I said, I need your help fully developing and shipping an app to App Store. In this app, help me sync activities, all this thing. I already gave a pitch for Claude, and it helped me a bit to develop core philosophy and motto and key top jobs to be done, supporting jobs to be done. I had the questions about the functionalities of the app, and I just wanted to see what ChatGPT is going to tell me. So here's what I got. I had the overall plan to launch, competition analysis a little bit, MVP scope, Supabase, Lovable prompt for, I don't know what did I do it for, but I basically prompted each other. It has never happened that I just use what I was given by
Makes
a
sense.
design. It's just, for me, it's just a brainstorming tool, and maybe hoping that it had thought about something that I haven't thought about. I tried the Figma Make, wasn't super happy with the outcomes. It didn't solve for anything, but for now, I'm waiting for this integration with the MCP. I use Claude as well. I was asking it, like, can you do me a design critique for these two designs of calendars? And then I will tell it exactly what is the goal. The goal is to tell a girl when she can put heart and when her energy might go down, she needs to adapt. And then it would give me design critiques and the ideas how to improve. So this was a very good, like sparring partner.
What I'm
More
noticing is that whenever you write a prompt, you give it a lot of context in every chat and you go a lot of back and forth.
imagine, like, this is something that you do at your job as a designer. You go and you ask other designers, hey, can you help me with a design critique? You don't just give them the designs, you tell them what it is about. You tell them, hey, ignore the copy on these designs. This is just a placeholder. Focus on the information architecture or focus on the visuals, focus on the interactions. Why would we think that it's different with an AI tool? The more context you give it, the better result it's gonna give you back. But I'm not worried about people learning this because they're gonna learn it maybe the hard way, like I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more you do prompting, the better it becomes. So I copied the stuff that I was giving from ChatGPT here just to have it always on mind. And then I was doing initial like sketching and look basically, yeah. I asked ChatGPT to design me gradients for backgrounds. I also collected it around on Dribble and everywhere you can see. And this was like some of the first designs. These were the designs that I finally used for Lovable. These. So you sell to Lovable the actual design and you tell it, copy this 100%. Don't change anything. And it still doesn't do it.
Why not? Okay.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I paid for 100 credits, and I thought it can use all the credits, but just do it how I said it. I want it like this. And I spent so much time writing a perfect prompt. They said you have to write a good prompt initially. So I use a ChatGPT and Claude to write a perfect prompt to make sure that this looks exactly like this. This is lovable. We go down, and you might see that I tried this 5 times. I 5 times to write the perfect initial prompt. I have never, ever been happy with what AI does initially. I think it's great, as I said, for some initial prototyping, but this is unacceptable. No. I would never launch something like this. So I was prompting and prompting a lot.
What did you change when you kept prompting a lot? How do you define that this prompt is better than maybe another one?
For example, I would tell it we're building a native mobile app. And just telling me that, it doesn't really do anything with that. But when I tell it, it just spreads it out completely because I said it's a web app, Lovable. But when I told it, build a mobile app specifically for iOS, put it in a size 375 pixels width. It has to be
Okay.
that. And then it started to listen to me to actually make it for a phone. You just do a prompt, you see what's not working, you see where it constantly makes mistakes, and then you just go with it. I actually started with a lot of prompting. For example, can you make the graph line wider? like this one.
Okay.
I think where it doesn't understand when you tell it, I want left and right margin 24 pixels or something like that. Somehow these very strict rules that you give it don't work always because something in the code is like hard coded, how we call it, and it won't work. So you have to go into actual codes to fix these things, but I can show you actually how you go about it. So
Makes sense.
from easier stuff, you can just say edit, and I say, for example, this is bothering me a lot. This color is not white. And why is this happening? Because I changed the color on another state of the screen. I don't know what's going on now. This is why this is a complicated project for me. That's that today's screen has 4 phases. There are 4 different backgrounds, right? For 4 different backgrounds, you might need different text colors and styles of everything. It's a hassle because you change it in one to white and then it changes white everywhere.
Oh my God. Okay. I
And
see.
then we have to go into code and define for each phase specifically. So I might say here, I tag it and I say, change this to white, but only for UTL phase.
I think one thing that I'm noticing is that generally because we're so ingrained with technology everywhere, we have less patience. But with AI, it is still, or all of these tools, there's still a lot of mess being made, and we just don't have the patience for it because we're not used to patience.
Say true, but you can hear it was fairly easy. I don't think it used a lot of my credits. You have to choose what you want to spend them on. And then you realize how it actually works in an IT company when you have tech capacity. And you're like, why aren't we fixing this color or this padding here? And there's something else burning on the other side. And you finally understand, oh, so that's tech capacity, basically. You have to trade off what's going to validate your hypothesis faster and what is a secondary priority that you're going to fix later on. You can go in the code and not spend credits, I think. I hope it
Yeah.
doesn't, but you can actually go in the code and it looks like this. So when I figure out this problem with colors everywhere around that they don't work, I will go into chat because that's how you don't use credits. I would say, let's see, how do you call this? And I hope it gives me the name of the specific thing so that I can find it in code. Because
Okay.
we can say, hey, let's fix this dot that is on the line. But there can be probably other dots on the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to think, how does Lovable call it? So Lovable calls it
Big.
animate. We take it and we go there and I just do this and I hope pops up in search. Okay, so it's somewhere. Okay, it's an energy chart. So it made a component that's called energy chart and this ping is inside. And what I might do is I might copy this and I might go into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, this is the code. And I'm going to give it a picture as well so it understands. And I'm going to say, I have a problem with this piece of code in Lovable, Tailwind. And I think, just a second, in Japanese philosophy, and this I learned in my engineering school when we were doing like Kaizen or something like that, there's this thing, it's called pokayoke. And when you're designing something for humans or machines, you try to design it in a way that there's no possibility of error. You try to give it enough context and guardrails around it so there is no chance that it can make a mistake. So I'm really trying to nail down, okay, they need to know that I'm still in Lovable. The animate ping is not exactly on the line from this energy chart. What could be the issue? You trust the AI, you read, please read. And I think there is like a little bit of responsibility on us to know when it gives me a solution that I proofread it. Because I've heard it so many times telling me something that is not very relevant. And now this is where vibe coding comes in. I am going to copy paste this without thinking because I really don't understand this now. And I'm going to hope for the best. And the thing is, I'm going to put this in the code. And if anything happens, I'm going to go into ChatGPT and copy back the old stuff. So, if it doesn't work, or, oh, wait. So what I noticed here is that we had a lot of these imported things from other pages, and I didn't see it in the ChatGPT in the code. So I'm gonna quickly just check with ChatGPT that it maybe by any chance forgets to put in stuff that was needed. Okay, so this is where I am thinking, just a thought. Did you maybe forget some stuff like this? I don't know what it is. This is what I'm doing the whole time. I don't know now exactly what I'm supposed to do. Can you do the whole code again? Because it's telling me, oh, please remove any unused imports. Just tell me what to copy, and that's it. And we hope now that it's going to work. I'm thinking developers are going to have so much work in the upcoming period of our lives because there's going to be so much bad code written by AI that they okay. It's still writing. I don't know. Like, why is it now longer? I don't know. You can just trust it blindly. Okay, let's try.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you need like a drum roll.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
it worked, but something is happening. Do you see this? Do you see this weird animation?
Yeah.
How do I record this where ChatGPT doesn't accept the videos? I will just say, can you, hey, okay, maybe I can just look into it myself. So there is some animation happening.
Mhm.
Maybe we can just look for it and just remove it. You remember that it was pulsing earlier.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
was hoping the ChatGPT would save this pulse and just leave it as such. But it didn't. But this is the current fade marker. This is its definition, low like shadow, transform, something. There is different colors. Um, what the hell? See, animate ping opacity 50.
Oh yeah.
There is some animation that I don't know about, so I'm gonna say the animation is not working properly. It's just easier to remove it than to spend time on fixing
I
it.
agree. I agree for sure.
Yeah. So this vibe coding for your kids. But the thing is, this is so much fun. You just spend a whole weekend just, well, let's fix this, let's fix that.
What works works.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
pancake.
Okay, let's copy it. Let's hope it works now. Patience. Hi, Dogo. Oh my god. Can I shamelessly promote my dog?
Oh my god, yeah, I wasn't ready.
But too chilly. He's a big dog. You can see him.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Oh, but oh my god. I'm sorry, I hurt you. He's not made to be in the, you know. Okay,
Oh, it's sick.
so I think this is fixed.
Yes.
We had the quick lesson in Python.
Yes. This is awesome.
Alexandra's experiment shows us that vibe coding isn't about flawless execution. It's about giving yourself the permission to build, to test, and to play. My favorite part was when she said that when you ask another designer for a critique, you don't just drop screens on their desk. You set the stage. You explain the goal, what the placeholder is, and what you actually want feedback on. Working with AI isn't any different. The more context you provide, the stronger the output becomes.